All right, Doug with Yaskawa here at Hirose booth at Automate, and I'm here with Michael, their technical marketing specialist. And Michael is going to showcase kind of what they've got going on here, why they're at Automate, and what they want us to know about their product and how they're using it with Yaskawa. So
that's exactly right.
Michael, take it away.
Yeah, so Hirose, we started in Japan in the 30s and we came to America in the 80s. And since then we've become a top 10 connector supplier in the world, and we're pleased to work with Yaskawa on their robot. So let me show you what's happening here. One of the connectors that we use is a circular connector called the RM. So you plug this in, and then with a bayonet lock, twist, and you're in. Another one is an LF connector, stands for little finger. In, and then you're in. A bayonet lock connector. That's one of our connector families, one of our connector series, and one of our connector categories, which is the circular connector for input-output. I'll take you around here. One of the extraordinary things about Hirose is that we make everything from this size of a connector in the micro board-to-board class to connectors like this for robot controllers. So the way that we have our booth arranged right now is kind of by application. So the robot controller application is right here. We have a tore-down version, a model of an AMR right here. Showcasing again a variety of connectors, so a board-to-board connector with the FX23, which has a floating, which is sort of like a misalignment absorption technology. We have a wire-to-board connector running running up to 65 amperes max for power supply internally. We also have micro coax connector options and wire-to-board options as well, standard 2.0 millimeter pitch. I'll take you around here. Once again, arranged by application. FA controller, motor and servo drive, machine vision, and then sensor. But what I really want to do is show you to one of the things that we're most pleased to introduce. Not the RJ45, because I know you know that, but rather its replacement. This is a connector that we developed, a technology that we developed to replace the RJ45 in industrial segment. So what's the first thing that you notice about this in comparison to the RJ45 is the size difference. This is 75% smaller. And in the space that you took up to mount 2 of these RJ45 receptacles, you can mount 4 of these IX industrial receptacles. Aside from the space-saving quality of it, it's far more robust as well. Everybody has an experience with this, with the clip and whatnot. This is way more robust, and we tested it on high-speed bullet trains. And Hirose developed this connector to be keyed, so it's not going in that way, and to also provide a nice feedback that you hear when you mate the connector. And then to unmate it, push the side latches. That's the IX industrial connector. Furthermore, I'll take you right over here and talk about some more of our innovation. Right down here we have a flex connector. Most people are familiar with the actuator on the flex connector. Hirose pioneered the flip-lock actuator. Similarly, we pioneered a new technology called One Action, where in order to mate the connector, instead of flipping open the actuator, inputting the flex cable, the One Action technology enables you to just simply mate the connector without even moving the actuator. And then to unmate, that's when you flip it up, unmate. And once again, in Hirose style, when you mate the flex circuit, let's make sure that's closed. When you mate the circuit, you get a nice click to confirm that it's mated. Yeah. So that's that one. Now, one of Hirose's main strong suits is with consumer electronics. So smartphones, watches, earbuds, smart glasses, that's our biggest segment. So that's why there's so much success there in the flex region. Up here, again, a lot of industrial connections as well, with that IX that we're promoting so much of. Over here we have some high-speed stuff as well that we got running up to 112 gigabits per second. FX23 board-to-board and ER8. ER8 can run up to 16 gigabits per second. FX23 is rated up to 8 gigabits per second. And again, it has a floating technology, which I could show you if you follow me over here. Excuse me, sir. Let me take you right over here. I don't want you bumping into things. So, board-to-board connector. Just like this. What does the floating look like? when you're mated, that connector can actually kind of move along with you. And this thing is mated right now.
Yes.
So what that looks like is, let's say that you have multiple board-to-board connectors on an application. If you're doing a lot of automated mating, any little bit of misalignment can damage the connectors. This has a way of kind of moving along with you so that when you're mating, you can actually tolerate a tiny bit of misalignment and actually move while you're mating. So that's a little bit of the floating technology, and that's on a board-to-board connector. This thing goes up from 8 millimeters up to, I believe, 40 millimeters mated height. So that's the FX23 connector. Lastly, we have our connector selector catalog here that we're showing off. So what this is, you have all of our product series listed here. And if I can correct myself, well, actually, that's for high-speed catalog. Let me connect myself like this. I wanted to make sure that that goes up to, indeed, 40 millimeters. Mated height. So it goes up to 30 millimeters on the FX23. It goes from 8 millimeters stacking height to 30 millimeters. So that's kind of how this connector selector is arranged. You have our product series. It is easy. It is easy. Maybe it looked a little bit complicated right there. Maybe I didn't make it look as easy as it should have been. But nonetheless, still a helpful resource.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
That's great.
And so here we have kind of applications that are logged in throughout the pages to show you essentially what are the components of an application, and then what connector product series can work for those components. So that's how we have these working. So that's the connector selector. If you want a digital copy, you could take one of these, and then right on the back, QR code in English, Chinese, and Japanese as well to get you a nice digital copy.
Excellent.
So that's a little bit of what's happening at Hirose's booth. It's interconnect. It's an electrical component that enables a lot of the technology that you see here happening. So come give us a visit for the rest of the show before it's over. But if you don't get to see us, safe travels home. It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
Great. Thank you so much, Michael.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.